In the top stories, police investigating shooting incident at Buckley's estate, fatal fall under investigation, and nationals to engage with Prime Minister Drew in New York. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Frozen fruits and vegetables get a bad rap. Because they are frozen doesn't mean they are not nutritious. Many frozen fruits and vegetables actually retain more nutrients than when they are eaten fresh. Using frozen fruits and vegetables is about convenience. Best of all, they last longer and they cost less. Look for the Island Garden brand at your favorite supermarket or call 662-0909 to place an order today. At Island Garden, we assure you that our products are locally grown and nutritiously sealed.
In cricket, there are a few essentials. A bat, a pitch, a ball, some fielders, and plenty of refreshments. Enjoy the cricket with Angostura Chill. Angostura Chill, the official refreshment partner of the Hero CPL T20.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. The police are investigating a shooting in West Bastia that left 2 injured. Members of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force responded to a report of gunshots heard in the Buckley's Estate area in St. Kitts on Tuesday just after 10 p.m. An assessment of the scene revealed that the incident left 2 males with non-fatal gunshot wounds. The police say 24-year-old Khalifa Liberd, alias BK of Buckley's Housing, and 22-year-old Grenville Sider, alias Short Boss of Market Street, were approached by a single-masked assailant who fired several shots in their direction before fleeing the scene. The crime scene unit processed the area and collected pieces of evidence. Liberd and Sider are currently warded at the Joseph and Franz General Hospital and are reported to be in stable condition after receiving treatment for their wounds. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. The police force is investigating the circumstances that led to an overseas visitor's death at the Marriott Resort. According to a police report, the incident occurred around 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Emergency services received a call for assistance for Gary Welsh, an elderly Caucasian man who had fallen to the hotel's ground floor. The police say Mr. Welsh, who arrived earlier that day on vacation with his family, reportedly lost his balance while at a bar on the hotel's 5th floor. Both EMS and the police responded to the scene, and Mr. Welsh was transported to the Joseph and Franz General Hospital for treatment via ambulance. The police say he succumbed to his injuries on the way to the hospital. The police force expresses sincere condolences to Mr. Welsh's family and all those impacted by his sudden passing. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis living in New York and the surrounding areas will be updated on developments in the Federation next Monday. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew leaves the Federation on Friday to host a diaspora meeting at the Church of the Holy Nativity Banquet Hall at 3061 Bainbridge Avenue in the Bronx, New York. Registration of participants begins at 6:30 p.m. Prime Minister Drew is expected to begin his presentation around 7:30 p.m. The Prime Minister is expected to update nationals on several areas of development, including health, the economy, education, agriculture, national security, tourism, housing, and energy over the past 9 months. Nationals will have the opportunity to engage in discussions with the Prime Minister and offer their suggestions and concerns. Prime Minister Drew has also been invited to attend the Petitions and Divisions Association's 20th Annual Mother's Day Gala on Sunday, 14th May. Former St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Commander and Ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Errol Maynard, OBE, will be buried with full military honors following a funeral service in Bastia on Friday. Maynard, who also served as St. Kitts and Nevis's non-resident ambassador to Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan during the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party administration of then Prime Minister the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas, passed away at age 76 on Thursday, 27th April, following a prolonged illness. His funeral mass will begin at 9 a.m. on Friday at the Immaculate Conception Co-Cathedral on East Independence Square Street in Bastia. Governor General's Deputy, His Excellency Walford Gums, OBEJP, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, Ministers of Cabinet, members of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Assembly, and representatives of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps will join family, friends, members of the public at the funeral service. Contingents of the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force, including the Defense Force Band and the St. Kitts and Nevis Coast Guard, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the Cadet Corps will attend the service and perform military honors at the gravesite at the Springfield Cemetery. The late Errol Maynard is survived by his wife Lovina Maynard, one son Errol Jimmy Maynard, daughters Elisa, Petra, and Renee Maynard, his mother, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and friends. After the break, Department of Youth Empowerment promotes backyard farming, and stakeholder consultations on St. Kitts and Nevis's voluntary national review continue. Stay with us.
Here are your Horsford's Value Club Blue Tag Special.
Running May 4th to the 17th.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag Specials. Pillsbury Cake Mix, just $6.49. Bush Baked Beans, $7.99. Essential Everyday Grated Parmesan, $11.99. Essential Everyday Frozen Fries, just $13.99. Bounty Essential Paper Towel, $39.99. Pringles Chips is just $8.49. And now your very low weekly
Value deals. Gatorade $4.49. Mueller's Pasta $5.99. Kellogg's Special K $15.49. Minute Maid Punches $8.99. Essential Everyday Salsa $9.99. Dial Soap 3-pack $9.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them it's Manisha.
sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
It's a sore throat. I'll write a prescription and see the nurse regarding the MMR vaccine.
I heard on social media that the COVID-19 vaccine came in a container with the MMR label on it.
Measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine is in the vial, no other.
True?
We can't betray our parents' trust. St. Kitts and Nevis has always had an impressive immunization history.
But these diseases aren't around now.
Yes, our borders are open to all kinds of diseases that negatively affect our children and elders.
I never thought about that.
Today, you have a choice whether you get vaccinated. So, you want to continue?
Yes, doctor.
I want to be protected.
Check your doctor or the Ministry of Health to get the information on immunization against childhood diseases, including HPV and polio, and COVID-19 vaccine for elderly persons and persons living with non-communicable diseases.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. The Department of Youth Empowerment is expanding its environmentally friendly activities by encouraging youth groups and young individuals to plant fruits and vegetables and possibly begin a backyard garden. The Green Thumb Project, as it is dubbed, is being executed with support from the Ministry of Agriculture. A donation of slips and seedlings was recently presented to the Department of Youth Empowerment to distribute to interested youths and youth-oriented parties. Among the donation were slips and seedlings of sweet peppers, squash, cauliflower, honeydew, sugar apple, passion fruit, neem, soursop, and more. Some of the slips and seedlings were distributed last month to the target population during an agriculture open day at the department's booth. Slips and seedlings are also being donated to various schools to enhance their efforts to establish or expand their farming programs. Youth Officer Stephen Gilbert noted that follow-ups are carried out with groups and individuals that benefit from the project. The objectives are to observe the progress of the farms, lend assistance where necessary, and provide regular reports to the Department of Agriculture. Other environmentally friendly activities carried out by the Department of Youth Empowerment include tree plantings, beach cleanups, underwater cleanups, and nature trail beautification. The Ministry of Sustainable Development continues with its stakeholder consultations from all sectors of society on St. Kitts and Nevis's Voluntary National Review, VNR, to get the country's feedback in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. The consultations are described as timely and important, as this year, for the first time, St. Kitts and Nevis will formally present its VNR report during the High-Level Political Forum, HLPF, slated for July 13th to 19th in New York City. Director of the Department of Public Sector Investment Planning within the Ministry of Sustainable Development, R.N. Maynard, said that the consultations are progressing smoothly. He said, quote, "The local VNR consultations started in 2022 and have continued on St. Kitts and in Nevis during the period April to May 2023. During the week of May 22nd to 26th, we will have our final validation workshop with national stakeholders. However, the VNR report must be submitted to the UN by June 9th and the audiovisual content by June 16th. Main messages were already submitted on May 3rd, end quote. Mr. Maynard noted that Kevin Hope, an economic and development specialist, has been appointed as consultant to complete the VNR for presentation at the 2023 HLPF. He added that the VNR coordination team will continue to hold regular meetings with all VNR consultants in order to, quote, ensure that the deliverables remain on track and are reflective of the quality desired by the country for presentation at the HLPF, and also to ensure that the guidance provided by the UN is integrated within the VNR, end quote. On Wednesday, St. Kitts and Nevis marked the 28th anniversary of diplomatic relations with Cuba. In a post to mark the occasion, the Embassy of Cuba noted, quote, "On May 10th, 1995, 28 years ago, Cuba and St. Christopher and Nevis established diplomatic relations, from which date our countries began to develop fraternal ties. Since then, relations between our nations have been positive and deepened over time," end quote. The Embassy of the Republic of Cuba hosted a cocktail reception on Friday at La Casa del Habano at Port Zante to celebrate the anniversary. The reception was attended by government officials, including then Acting Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Honorable Congress Maynard, Honorable Dr. Joel Clark, Honorable Iselene Phillip, Honorable Senator Janelle Nisbet of the NIA, senior government officials, members of the Cuban Alumni Association, and Friends of Cuba in the Federation. Resident Ambassador His Excellency David Rivera Perez and Councillor Yvonne Tomei welcomed the guests and extended well wishes for continued fruitful relations between both countries. Coming up in regional news, widespread famine feared in Haiti.